Good evening, all. Hope you're all well. Welcome to another fill week or gap week, maybe it's a better word of using. And tonight we are watching some F3s at Oulton Park. There you go, gap week official racing. So, Oulton Park F3s. I've got Phil and Ruben with us tonight. Good evening, guys. Hope you're all well.
Evening, all. Evening.
All good.
And from my memory, Phil, what race is this in the sense of the official race? What is it? League?
It. Why did you spring that on me? This is the F3. This is the F3s at Oulton Park, the Apex Racing F3 Championship.
There you go. Ooh, my bad.
So we're at Oulton Park Circuit, and it's the international layout with no chicanes.
None at all.
None at all. Yeah.
None at all.
Everyone's just going around for their qualifying. So we won't actually reveal any of the qualifying. We'll just we'll wait until it actually all goes through. But yeah, tonight F3s, first race. So I think the race is about half an hour long. And then I believe we'll jump into the VRS at 9 o'clock at Lime Rock Park, which should be carnage. I hope it's a good race actually, but obviously there's also a jump on that. I don't know whether anyone's watched anybody practice this week, but yeah, the jump could be brutal. But cheers for the subscription there. 24 months, 2 years there from Kieran. Cheers, man. Appreciate it.
Cheers, man.
So these guys just have what, a minute and a half. It's 5 minutes. Is it 5 minutes or is it 8 minutes to qualify? And I guess we should actually probably just watch some of them go around as well. But a lot of names in here. A lot of names that I actually don't know. In fact, I don't think I actually recognize any of the names in this session. So it should be fun to watch.
And we do have 26 drivers who are going to start this race, which is quite a nice number as well.
Sure is. Let me just see if I can bring up the strength of field, if I can find it on my settings. It's not really something I ever use, but
Okay. Kieran is saving your streams for the night shift.
Nice.
So see ya all later. See you later, Kieran.
See you later.
Best watch on YouTube, I guess, if you're going to watch it later on. Might be a bit easier to watch, or I can't bring up the strength of field. It's just not...
Well, the strength of field should be around 3K from what I saw. At least that was what iRacing was telling us. So
there we go. I can 3.1K.
there we go. 3.1.
I found it. Out of the multitude of options that I never use, I've just found it deep down inside of all of those. So
where?
Embedded deep in the code, in the options list. Oh, so how many laps are we expecting, do you think, then tonight?
I believe it's a half an hour race, so
that is
117.
My maths hat on. Yeah, 117.
26 laps, maybe.
Yeah, about that. Is there a mandatory pit as well?
I don't think so.
I don't believe this. Yeah, it's a sprint race.
Okay.
So, is there somebody who just started his lap so we may get some onboard action?
Just trying to see if there's anybody who is still on a lap, because everyone else has already done their 2 laps. Yeah, this guy.
Aeon. Yeah.
Amon. It's coming around the final corner now. Let's see. Currently in P12.
Oh, they look so much quicker in these little F3s, don't they?
Yeah. Well,
it's like I'm used to seeing like little battered touring cars running around this.
I mean, they've got that. Oh, missed the apex right there, just a tiny bit. You have to watch out for the off track as well coming out of turn 1. same as here. You don't want to go too much on the sort of Ostro turf, because that will give you an off track as well. Lap time won't count. Up to the hairpin. But looking at the relatives though, it's looking extremely close.
Yeah, I was just about to say, we got a second, just over a second and a half for the top 20 so far from the quality times.
Showing that he is still actually on a lap. It says 2.6 laps. Does it count the out lap? I didn't think it did, so.
Well, there's only Iman and Bauman out, and the rest are all done. So, coming up, 7 minutes gone in the quali session.
Doesn't go any faster, but yeah, I don't believe that was. I don't.
No, I don't
that
think that lap counted.
Yeah.
I think he's just doing laps.
Yeah, we just may as well grab every bit of practice you can. And there we go. Removed. He got removed from the circuit just so instantly. It was unbelievable. Right.
Power.
Let's get the qualifying results up.
Results. So on P1 we've got Victor Jouwen, P2 Samuel Hermer, P3 Chris Capello, P4 Solon Harrison, P5 Reuven Chakasvili, P6 Isaac Clark, P7 Alexander Trowbridge, P8 Nico Sander, P9 Frederick Lubin, P10 Tristan Cooper, P11 Jules Gounon, P12 Christophe Eamon. On P13 it's I think it's Camille van den Driessen, P14 Matthew Easton, P15 Pablo Blanco, P16 Tim Ellis, P17 Michael Sherling, P18 Marcos Alarcon, P19 Francisco Goncalves, P20 Silvio Fath, P21 Timothy Bauman, P22 Mark van Dalen, P23 Michael Hornby, P24 David Sluiter, P25 Philip Lucas or Lucas Philip, and P26 is Nicolas Bourdet.
Standing
Good luck,
start here.
everyone. That's what I had in my ears. Right at the point I stopped with reading out the qualifying, it was good luck, everyone. Right, now we're waiting for the green. Standing start.
It is a standing start here. So a lot
I think
of
only
action.
P3 still needs to grid. Well, maybe a couple more. There we've got P3.
I think we're still waiting for 2 more.
Oh, there we go. WRT Esport. So www.rwtesport.com. It's apparently on P1. Some good liveries here and there. Oh,
Oh,
the
we have
lights.
some lights.
Yep.
Ooh, here we go.
All revving up. And we're
we're
off. Oh, P2 had a good start.
Oh, P2 currently leading. Samuel Hermer.
Oh,
big one.
Took too much of the inside curb there.
Ouch. I think it's 3 or 4 cars involved there.
No, well, not
Just
quite
one?
sure. Yeah, I think it's only one. I think he just took too much curb on the inside there, turn 1. Oh, really close between, I think, Clark and Jouwen. But Hermer had an amazing start from P2.
Oh, spinner.
Oh, close.
Ow.
Spinner. And then somebody else. Oh, side swipe. That is it. Yeah.
That's naughty.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is, but once you're on the grass, especially with these cars, mate, you're just a passenger. You can't do anything.
Bullets. Yeah, like bullets as well, which is not used to, like we said earlier, not used to necessarily seeing the
that's really,
savage acceleration of them.
Yeah, true. It's really unfortunate. We've got 3 people in the stall right now. Oh, another spinner. That's Blanco. He did well to recover quite quickly.
I believe he's from Team Fordzilla. Is he?
Could well be.
Unless my trading paints just isn't working.
Oh,
No, my
I saw
training pants
some more
isn't working.
smoke. I saw some more smoke. So, Hermer just put in the fastest lap of the race so far after completing the first one. Oh, all going very wide there at the exit of turn 1. That's going to be an off track. Wow, and Hermer already leading by 1.5 seconds there, Mark.
Yeah, ahead of Isaac Clark in second.
I mean, if he can pull away, then... Because with these straights without the chicanes, draft is going to come into play, obviously. But, I mean, being ahead, it's now 1.6. Oh, we've got a spinner there. It's Camille van den Driessen, dropping back a couple of positions. Just lost it on his own. Oh, nice little battle between Schürling and, I think, Cooper. But Hermer's on the charge now, 1.8 seconds in front of Clark. In third position, it's Throwbridge, closely followed by Gunan, Lubin, and Sander. And then a 1.4 second gap to Easton, who has a 1.5 gap to Schürling, who is being followed by Cooper and Eamon for the top 10. And wow, look at that lap time from Hermer compared to P2. Clark,
Yeah.
1.4 seconds quicker, Mark.
Yeah, nearly a second and a half. Yeah, his gap is now over 2 seconds. Just having a little look, there's a couple of big winners so far. Philip Lucas and Nicholas Bourdais both gone up 11 places, and so is Michael Hornby. And they're 12th, 13th, and 14th. And as I say, that Matthew Easton, who you just read out, spun. So they've all gone up a place. So
yeah, and as we see here in the replay, Matthew Easton just took a little bit too much of the outside there. Got his right side wheels on the grass and lost control of the car. You can see how close it still is, though. It's you can lose so many positions if you do have a spin. Here, looking at the battle between Ellis and Eamon, and Ellis takes that position, and I think Alarcon followed him through, and Hornby's gonna follow through as well. He is. Oh, and it's even Lucas who followed through. So Eamon lost about 3 positions there, make it 4 even. And it's looking, well, is it going to be 5? No, it's not. Eamon trying to brake really late. That means that Bourdais is now really on the back of his car in the gearbox. So nice little battles here on track.
it's got a nice little train between 9th and 15th, which we're currently looking at. And, less than a second separating the lot of them. You see how much speed you lose, don't you, from the momentum if you don't take the corner quite right?
Yeah. And I mean, the tires are up to temperature, but I do know that with these cars, especially on that first lap, maybe even 2, you do have to be careful with the grip. But I think that's the reason why some of the people just spun on their own as well. But you're absolutely right. You can see if you miss that apex, then especially with the cars following close behind you, it's so easy to lose a couple of positions. While here we've got Philip Lucas going for an overtake on Alarcon. It's on the inside. Gets that position done. And now Eamon and Eamon and Bourdais are following closely. Going through Druids. Good stuff, but Hermer putting in another fastest lap of the race, 1:17.356, over half a second quicker than Clark in P2. Although Clark set his fastest lap, it was the green lap, so it was his fastest lap of the race, but Hermer is on another level at this moment. But still, a lot can happen. It's 20 laps, by the way, Mark.
Ah, well spotted. Clues in the lap counter, I suppose.
Yeah.
5 laps out you were with your guesstimate.
Yeah. 5 minutes. Oh, we've got an off track right there.
Who's that?
Into the wall. I think that's
I think that was a back marker.
Kakashvili. Was that a back marker? Yeah.
Yeah, he's down in P26, I believe.
Done
So
himself no favours there, is he?
No, he tried to keep the car on the outside, but then again, you see it right there. Perfect example of putting your wheels on the grass and you're a passenger. So the gaps in front. I mean, the only battle we see, or is relatively. Wow.
117.
Sorry, I'm looking at Hermer again. 117.0, another second quicker. I mean, what is he?
4
He's an
seconds ahead
alien.
now. Yeah.
He's sort of an alien in this race.
That's
but
quicker
still,
than the quality time, wasn't it? It was late mid 117s, wasn't it?
Yeah, that could well be.
117.1.
Well, I
Hey,
mean, the car's
who's the stat
becoming
man?
lighter. You are. But I mean, the car's becoming lighter. And he's got nobody in front to battle with. I mean, personally, P2 Clark. He's doing what he can, but he's still got to fight off Gunan, Throwbridge, and Lubin, who are all within that second of each other. So he can't sort of relax and try to improve his own laps to close the gap to Hermer. I think that difference is just too big between the two, while we see a position change between Hornby and Ellis as well. Oh, and Lucas is dropping back. Something happened with Lucas. Let's have a look. Room for the move on the inside. Just before the... Oh, lost it on his own. Looked like he just had tried to sort of take evasive action. And I think he just jumped to the pits right in time because there was another car coming. I think there would have been a hard crash. Back on board with Eamon. Wow, you can really see how that draft pulls him closer to Blanco. Still holds his position going into the hairpin. There's a good run coming out of it as well. Sometimes you really hear the cars just going up in the wraps a little bit. Maybe waiting a little bit too long before shifting up into a new gear.
quite a few battles still out on track. It's really good racing.
Yeah, it's quite some good racing.
Yeah, 13, 14, 15, really tight. Half a second just now between them.
Yeah, and the same goes for Camille, Dalen, Gonçalves and Alarcon for P16 to P20, P19, sorry. And we still have the battle for P2 as well between Clark and Gunan.
Yep, P2, Isaac Clark is 5.5 seconds behind. So, like you said earlier, Herman appears to be a bit of an alien here, running away.
Oh, Michael Schurling, well, he keeps it on track, but he's going to lose that position. Yeah. And straight away, it's Cooper who's going on the sort of defensive, trying to break the toe just a tiny bit. And here we see a battle between Nicolas Boudet and Easton. Not quite sure if Easton was sort of defending his position there and took it back.
Wow. Samuel Herman's gone even faster. It's broken 117 now, 116.97.
Yeah, yeah, he is really flying, isn't he?
He's in the groove.
Then again, it's a difficult track. It's quite easy to make that one mistake. So he needs to keep his cool for the remainder of this race. Pretty much halfway through. Or close to. Well, here we have a battle for P4 between Lubin and Throwbridge.
Trowbridge makes the move there, gets himself into P4.
I think Throwbridge is driving with a, what is it, early 90s Williams livery, isn't it? Isn't that the one
Yes.
where Nigel Mansell drove with?
I believe
isn't
it
it?
was, yeah. It's like Nigel Mansell, Damon Hill era.
Yeah, exactly. But Hermer just taking away half a second each lap. Or not really taking away, adding to it actually. 6.6 seconds now to Clark, who still's got Gunan relatively close to him. And we've got Lubin in fourth, Trowbridge in fifth, and here we see the battle between Sander, Cooper, and Schurling.
Halfway through the race, 10 laps to go.
Sorry. And still a nice big group of cars in P10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Oh, and I think we just saw a position change between Cooper and Sander. Going through Druids here. On board with Jules Gounon from France. But there you have it. I mean, if you're relatively on the same pace, it's easy to stay behind one another, but to actually make a pass, that's something different. Mark Hermer goes for another
just
fastest
seen
lap
it
of the
flashing up.
race.
Yeah.
1:16.8, nearly a second faster than Clark in P2, but Gounon set his fastest lap of the race, a 1:17.3.
This is the top split of the
This
race.
is, this is the top split of the F3.
Wow. So he really is an alien because no one's getting near him.
Yeah, he's on another level. That's one thing for sure. So Harrison, I think there was one of the people who had a incident quite early on in the race. He is 7 laps down, but he didn't quit. He didn't quit. He just came out of the pit.
Gounon has just overtaken Clark for second.
Oh, there you have it. I missed that. And now it's going to be interesting because Clark was a little bit quick, or sorry, Gounon was a little bit quicker these last laps.
Yeah.
But could well be because of the draft as well. So the question is Clark able to follow and maybe even get his position back? Or will Gounon try and drive away from Clark? But, I mean, these guys have to be driving with their heads, don't they? I mean, P1 is out of reach. He's nearly 8 seconds in front of him. So if those two just keep it clean. Oh, there we see Michael Schurling moving in the back of the car. Oh, and that's a blind corner as well. He does well rejoining on track. But like I said, Jules Gounon and Clark have to be wise. Just make sure that they don't crash into each other.
Famous last words. Yeah, Herman now nearly 8 seconds ahead of second place. Michael Hornby is driver of the night, arguably positionally, 15 places up into 8th. Nicholas Bourdette is up 14 to 12, but I don't think he put in a quali time from memory. So a bit of sandbagging there, or maybe trying to stay out of the incidents.
Yeah, well, that's always a difficult one, isn't it? Because yeah, you can say, well, just start from the back, take it easy for that first couple of laps, and then I'll just sort of pick up the pace. But if something happens right in front of you, you got nowhere to go.
It doesn't matter where you are. I suppose the only place you can be is first, I suppose. Then you're not going to have anything in front of you, are you?
Exactly. So it is a tough call.
As we just see Camille overtake Lost Sluter, sorry.
I was waiting for it. I was
I,
waiting
was,
for it.
I just knew it. I just read that. Go, don't say that, and it's like
Sluiter. It's actually a Dutch
Sluter.
name.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
is it
Sluiter.
Sluter?
That's the way
Sluiter.
I would have thought he would have been. That's why I was just waiting for Mark to come out with something.
So, yeah. Get you demonetized.
Right, so Clark still able to follow Gunan for that second and third position. They've got a reasonably good 3.2.
Ooh,
Oh,
he's hit him.
there's contact,
Ow.
and there's contact.
Ow. So what was that bit about?
Oh no, they didn't listen, did they?
Commentator's curse.
Oh,
Or
well,
did he
That's
touch him?
looks
yeah,
quite
well,
netcodey.
you know what it is? I mean, netcode is one thing, but
I'm not actually sure he touched him.
well, no, but yeah, netcode sort of still in a
Yeah,
way.
but no.
Netcode still in a way is like, oh, there was contact, although, you know, it doesn't seem to be like, but that's really unfortunate for Jules. Dropped 3 places now in P5.
How many laps? 6 laps left.
Yeah. And he's even got Cooper on his back now, which is about 3/10 away, and now coming onto that straight, so could even well be that he's going to lose position to Cooper as well. We'll have to wait and see.
It's got the new Aston Martin livery on there. And the
Well
Cognizant.
True, although it looks a little bit better on the actual F1 car, to be honest. But Cooper wasn't able to get enough draft to fight for the position.
It's interesting. Clark's picking up the pace a little bit. He only appears to be 6.7 seconds behind. It was over 8 earlier. Oh, now it's changed. It's gone to 9 seconds now.
A little bit of an iRacing glitch, but yeah, the gap is about 10 seconds. Just under 10 seconds now between Hermer and Clark.
Hermer's still the only one to do a part or a sub 117, which is...
Oh, that's... I think it's Sherling getting a position from Blanco. Blanco went a bit wide coming out of turn 1. Oh, and then another little bit of a moment coming out of turn 3.
Well, there's 4 cars behind him.
And now locks up as well, so he's definitely under pressure.
And I think... Just having, is it Camille, 15th, who we're on board with? Oh, looked like he was poised to just overtake Amon in front. There he
So it
goes.
looks like, oh, side by side. Well, that's a first. I think he could have gone for the position, but he was just a little bit too cautious, I think. Oh, he's going to do it in Druids. Oh, wow. Good racing.
But now the car behind's gonna
Oh,
try
we
and
got a
take
car
the-
off. Just
No, we got
Nico,
a car off.
Nico Sander.
And I think I saw one of his wheels not pointing the right way. I think that was coming out of Druids. I'll bet you he just took a little bit too much on the outside coming out of Druids. That's what normally happens. Oh,
Yep.
oh yeah.
I think
the wall
he's
hard.
rolled into the track though. He's lucky.
No,
Well,
no, that,
Will.
not gonna finish a race like that. Right, so Amon and Sluiter. No, sorry. Here we've got Camille, closely followed by Gonçalves, Sluiter, and Amon 1.1 seconds away now. Oh, another side by side. He actually made it stick there around the outside. Again, Camille van den Driessen driving a little bit cautious. Not trying to make any contact, which is a good thing.
into pressure again, just going wide there.
Yeah, now it's Camille going to be on the inside here. Turn 1, braking a little bit later. Oh,
touched.
Well, not quite sure if there was a little bit of contact, but he lost 2 positions. And Amon going wide as well.
Yeah, losing a few there.
Larkon took the position from Amon, now on P17.
3 laps to go.
So, Mark, who's the biggest gainer at this moment?
Who's the biggest? Michael Hornby and Nicholas Bourdette have both gone up 16 places. They appear to be in the right ballpark looking at their lap times. So obviously there was sandbagging because they didn't put a quali lap in. So yeah, it appears on this occasion it's worked out.
Wow, this is a great battle. I think it's going to be...
look.
Oh, yeah.
Ouch.
There was some contact.
So I take it by the lockups they don't have ABS either, these.
No.
Proper
Well, he
race.
lost his front wing. It's not going to be easy with 2 laps to go.
Yeah.
Make it 3 even. Let's have a little look at what happened. Well, yeah. Well, his rear wing is not looking as it should be, but it seemed like he went for a sort of blocking move, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a bit of an odd one. Let's see if we can take another look from a different angle. Maybe above will show us a little bit more if none of those trees get in the way.
No, we should be good.
Oh.
Well, yeah. To be fair, though, I'm not quite sure if Gonçalves just was a little bit wary on his brakes.
All this drama and Hermit is still putting in the fastest laps of the race, 1:16.79. I'm just trying to scan through the next quickest lap. I think it's 1:17.1, yeah. 1:17.09 is the next quickest. And that's Michael Shearing.
And here we are following Alexander Throwbridge. Looking at P3, in the back of Lubin, both from the UK and I.
Island.
So, white flag, that means final lap of this race.
Guess we'll go on board with the leader. He's not really had much coverage, just been bossing it at the front by himself.
And a quick welcome to the people that are watching CXR TV, currently watching the final lap of the Apex F3 race, the official one, top split at Oulton Park International without the chicanes. And Shermer, who's leading 13, well, make that 14 seconds in front of Clark.
Wow. 3/4 of a second a lap, that is rough.
Yeah. Didn't really have the competition. Clear track in front of him as well.
Just coming into the final couple of corners. Yeah, hasn't looked back, has he? Got his nose ahead. Even more interesting that he wasn't even on pole, was he?
No, he was in P2 and he just had an amazing start. Took the leading position at turn 1. And here he takes the checkered flag.
It looks like there might be a battle. Third and fourth across the line. There's some good racing there.
definitely was. Few incidents.
Cheers, David, for the raid. Cheers, man.
Cheers, Defeat. Good to see you again, mate. And welcome to everybody watching. Welcome to CXR TV, currently hosting a official race. We just finished the Apex F3 League, and we should go in a little bit, Phil, if I'm not mistaken, to the VRS GT3 Spin officials.
Yeah, so we're literally just going over to a few minutes of a break, and then 9 o'clock we'll be loading up for top split of the VRS at Lime Rock Park. So looking forward to that. Just waiting for these guys to just come through and finish now.
Thank you for the follow, Night Gaming 2020. For everybody who's new, please give us a follow. We would really appreciate it. We do host our own league races as well. On the 14th of April, we're gonna do a Porsche Cup. So if you're interested, let us know in the chat, and we could share you the Discord channel. So if you want to sign up, it's all good. And thank you for follow Clem's Foot. NC Black 78. Cheers, man. Really do appreciate it.
Get the race results up for everybody.
Excellent. So, Samuel Hermer, commanding race, led from start to, first corner to the end, I suppose. Isaac Clark finishing second, Frederick Lubin third, Alexander Trowbridge in fourth, Jules Goudon in fifth, Tristan Cooper in sixth, Michael Hornby in seventh, Matthew Easton in eighth, Tim Ellis ninth, 10th was Nicholas Bourdais, 11th was Pablo Blanco, Michael Sherlin in 12th, Van Destries, Camille in
Camille van den
12th.
Driessen.
I don't know, 13th. I lost my train of thought now. David Schluter in 14th, Christoph Amon in 15th, Mark van Dalen, there you go, 16th, Philip Lucas in 17th, Timothy Bauman in 18th, Nico Sander in 19th, Francisco Gonçalves, I think that's pronounced, 20th, Victor Juan in 21st, Marcos Alarcon in 22nd, Solon Harrison in 23rd, Silvio 4th in 24th, and Chris Capello in 25th, and rounding things out is Reuven
Chachashvili.
Chachashvili.
That's how you sort of pronounce it, but
yeah, I think you do. So we'll be back in 5 minutes time for some VRS action. We're just gonna load up, go grab a drink, and do the old Mother Nature things. 5 minutes and we'll be back. Cheers, guys. hopefully.
Welcome back. Race 2. Race 2 of the night is the VRS series at Lime Rock in the GT3s. So, interesting car combo and track. So, we'll see how this one's going to pan out. Looks a little bit misty out there today.
It certainly does. I'm just looking through the list. I'm not seeing any names. Are you seeing any names that we recognise, Ruben? We saw a few last week that we recognised, but not as many this week. But Tots at the racing. Let's see what the strength of field is. 3.1 in this as well. 3.1 in the last race. So,
very common.
Yeah, seems like a bit of a common thing. But Lime Rock Park, this could be mental. This
is, yeah, it could be feast or famine here, I think. I think there might be a few instances.
Well, we shall see. We shall see.
We had a cracking race last week, didn't we? At Daytona. It was Daytona. That's right. Yeah, really good race last week.
Yeah, what was it?
I remember.
Was it side by side for third and fourth?
Yep. Yeah, it was about 0.005 of a second in between them. So yeah, that was a really close finish, but I think that's something you can expect at Daytona Road Course. Wow!
See that?
Did you see the front end of the McLaren going?
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be interesting for the race. So cheers for everyone who stuck around during our little break.
So just having a little look, we've got 30 runners and riders for this split. Wow, 47 seconds we're looking at. That's very short lap, isn't it?
Good mix of cars though. Looking through it, we've actually got some Mercedes in here now. The lesser spotted Mercedes, shall we say?
Almost as rare as the Fezzer.
We have no Ferraris. No Ferraris. Oh, really? Good jump though.
Somebody
good
just
jump.
got air.
Good jump there from the Lamborghini.
Just need to put a little ramp there, don't we? Have hours of entertainment.
I can't believe it's so foggy though. I wasn't expecting it to be so foggy, although I've not been into any VRS sessions, so I'm not sure whether it's like this in every session this week, but it's already quite a difficult circuit, so tied in with a bit of fog, anything could happen.
So we're looking at the normal 8-minute qualifying, 2 laps that should count, while Bennett puts in a 46.660. That's the fastest lap so far. And we're following Ruiz, although there could well be an off track. He's going to come across the line. Well, jumps one position, puts himself in P16.
Let's see who's still out on a lap.
Well,
Malcolm
Dunn
Lauritsen,
just puts himself in P5.
who just blinked out. Oh, he's back. He's back. With the old Race Lab livery on, but yeah, quite a lot of blinking. So hopefully he doesn't blink throughout the race, because yeah, I'm gonna move off him. Too much blinking.
Well, one interesting thing about such a short track is the qualifying lap times, because look at all those relatives though. I mean, P1 Bennett is about 4/10 of Lucio, who's still going around. So let's see what Lucio is able to do. Doesn't seem that he's going to be quicker looking at his sector 2 and 3. He's going to come across the line. Does make it closer, just under a 10th.
Just got pushed down to third.
Sorry, yeah,
Alex
absolutely
Dunn
true.
Pinched just before, just pinched second place. So we're down to, I think it's 2 left in the session. No, sorry, to the right. 3 left running. So
you see another nice car, the BMW M4 GT3, being driven by Springers. Well, it's going to be an interesting turn one.
Sasha Hayer has finished his. He doesn't improve, so he stays 21st. Same with Henrik Johansson in 24th, which leaves Springers left to finish this lap. And I believe everyone is going to be done.
Well, you don't want to take too much of that inside curve there at the final turn because it can really push the car wide.
Oh, I've just spotted one at the bottom there. Sorry, my apologies. Mark Abdul Said has gone out on a late run. He's literally just done his first lap.
He must have known we were streaming just to so we had
Pinched
someone
the
to
air.
yeah. Well, no, it's just someone to follow for the remaining few minutes because otherwise it's a bit of a it's a lengthy bit of a wait between your qualifying session and your race, isn't it? Nice jump though. Bit of air on the front wheels there.
Yeah, you can really see that he took a little bit more of the inside line to sort of jump out wide. So let's see if he can get up some positions. Currently in P20. There you go,
Ooh,
jumps up to
12.
P12.
Thank you very much.
So there we have it. That is everyone. Yeah, that is everyone I believe qualified. We've still got Leonard Springers going round. I'm not sure this is still a lap. It says 2.3, 2.4. So I believe that this would be a third lap, and I think he's just doing a little bit of additional practice. Oh, maybe getting some jump practice in. It's a bit of a weird one. I'm not sure how you would. You want to take that straight on because obviously the road follows straight on afterwards. There's no kind of turn or bend. I think I would attack it from the left to the right though. Still, I don't know.
It's a difficult one to call, but at least you really need to point your car in the right direction before the jump.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's going to be interesting in these first couple of laps when everybody's still relatively close to each other. So for those still watching who haven't followed us already, we would highly appreciate it if you would. Spring is really taking advantage of the time left in this qualifying session.
I know that is the end of qualifying. So we can go to the old gridding.
There we have it. Luke Bennett on pole position, followed by Alex Dunn P2, Marcus Lucio P3, Alex Janke Miller P4, Miran Makiv P5, Artem Grabo in P6, Dennis Wieke P7, Dmitry Kovanov P8, Jason Smith P9, Stefan Heklau P10, Kim Punter P11, Mark Abdel Sayed P12, P13 is Alberto Tirado, P14 Malcolm Lauritsen, P15 Karol Shrosny. Wow.
Shrosny.
P16 Tim Spesser, P17 Kimon Sapini, P18 Mauricio Zavari, P19 Zach Forster, P20 Bartjan Brouwer, P21 Ivan Hernandez, P22 Sasha Hayer, P23 is Carlos Ruiz, P24 Kenny Barol, P25 is Henrik Johansson, P26 Michael Wojcik, P27 Jan Torre Kirdalen, P28 Tom Mills, P29 Leonard Sprengers, and P30 Giuseppe Ruggiero. So 30 drivers on such a short track. I do believe we have one.
I smell danger, as they say. It's just standing start as well, I take.
No, this is a
no, it's rolling
start.
because the Porsche at the front. I've just spotted it.
Unless the safety car is going to just have a little dig as well. He's just decided he's going to go start from pole.
In fairness, it's probably not a bad choice with 30 cars on a small circuit.
A few more minutes. Sorry, not a few more minutes. A few more seconds. Yeah, they were just getting ready. Everybody is in the session. guess it's still quite a short, still a short parade lap. It's not like you're doing a lap of Le Mans or the Nordschleife.
Or Nordschleife. Or being behind the pace car at Motegi, where it seems to be a lot slower than all the other tracks. So, what are we looking at for the current track conditions, Phil?
Let's bring on screen. So it's at 21 degrees track temperature. So a pretty healthy track temperature actually. Should be nice and grippy for these guys once the tyres get warmed up after about 2 or 3 laps. I think even the Porsche did a little jump there.
So 2 left to go. Heart rates are probably going up by now.
How long is he going to wait though? How long is he going to wait? I think he's already gone. He's already gone. So a race is underway.
Yeah, it was actually Dunn who was sort of leading the pack. Wow, that's foggy. Couldn't see a thing. Oh, and there's the first contact between McKeith and Janke Miller. Oof. 2 McLarens going off track. Following Abdel Sayed. We're coming up to the jump for the first time this race. Oh, side by side over the jump.
Oh, big spin in the background there. Not too sure who it was. Let's just see if we can.
I think that was Leonard Springers.
Yeah, Leonard Springers, I believe it was. A bit of contact
really close
there.
racing. Yeah. Still going strong. Smit and Heklau. Smit on the back of Fuika, who's also very close to Grabo. Amazing stuff. Still, everybody seems to take the jump quite well. Well, it's the 40-minute long race, while Bennett puts in the fastest lap of the race so far, 47.0. But Dunn still within that second, same as Lucio. But those three do have created a gap of 2.4 to Grabo and P4. Oh, Kim Punter actually driving with a IRNL livery. Nice little livery there from Giuseppe Ruggiero. Whoosh. Currently in P25. And Bennett obviously with his with the clear track, putting in another fast lap of the race, but only on lap 2. Well, we see Hernandez fighting off Bayrole, but he seems to have some front end damage.
Yeah, bit damage on the front of that Merc. Not sure if it'll make much difference at long run.
Oh, wow.
Ooh,
one of the
somebody
Audis there
really
is a little bit wide on the jump, isn't it? Well, Bennett and Dunn are pretty much matching race pace, the only two in the 46s so far. Dmitry Kovanov P8 behind Kim Punter. You see Smith. Oh, he had a little bit of a moment, losing positions. Same goes for Wieke.
Has he got a slow down or something? No, he's gone to the pit.
Or some sort of damage which made him decide to jump to the pit. And now Grabo falling back a lot of positions. Oh, and he's coming into the pit. Oh, that's Smith. And I think Smith was involved in the incident with Wieke. So Smith was able to go on. Didn't have to take the tow. So let's have a little look on what happened here.
Was it a slowdown?
Well,
Something's
not quite
happened.
sure.
Very odd.
So Mauricio Zafari currently in P10. Oh, Dunn falling back a position, 2 position, 3, and now he's falling a lot of positions. So what happened there? Well, we've got some side-by-side action here. And he was pushed on the grass.
Pushed wide. Yeah, pushed
Oh,
out
and then
wide.
he loses it and wrecks another McLaren.
Ow. I tell you what, whoever was in that Lambo just missed him.
Yeah, Tom Mills hit one of the McLarens though, but what happened with Dunn, because he's now in P8 and he was close on the back of Bennett.
Just having a look at this, the positions, Mark. Abdel Said has gone up 8 places into 4th in the Dawn race. He's got a bit of pace as well, looking at his lap times. Certainly his fastest lap is up there.
So Wieke actually retired from the race. Oh, well, I think we had one car going off, and that was Michael Wojcik. He also seems to have a little bit of rear wing damage. Back on board with Lauritsen and Dunn. Dunn actually, oh, it sort of seems like Lauritsen gave the position to Dunn.
Multi-21.
Multi-21, exactly. So, back up in P7. Here we are with McKeith fighting with Brouwer. All for P19.
So, assuming mandatory pit in this one, we're looking at, I'm guessing, around lap 30-ish. No, it'd be more than that. 40 odd. Yeah, it's going to be within the last 10 minutes, isn't it? I would have thought.
Bennett, with all that's going on, and especially Dunn falling back a couple of positions, now 4.4 seconds in the lead in front of Luggio, Heklau in 3rd position, Abdel Sayed in 4th, Punter in 5th, Kovanov 6th, Dunn 7th, Lauritsen P8, although Dunn just took P6 there from Kovanov. Soroksinski in P9, Safari rounding out the top 10.
Whilst you were doing that, Alberto Tirado actually lost, I think it was 4 places in the end. Jumping or sliding down to 16th, literally.
So apart from some of the incidents we've seen a couple of laps ago, it seems to be settled down a little bit more.
Yeah, we've got a little train we're looking at now between third place, which is Hecklau, and I'll probably say down to around ninth, which is your friend there. I can't pronounce out his name. Straczynski or something. Apologies if I'm butchering names.
Soksinski. But it's, I mean, looking at Dunn, he's in P6, but I mean, he's got actually
Could be
now
P5.
trying to take P5 from Punter, and he does. So well done by Dunn. Great move there. Turn 1. Kept it on the inside. Turn 3, and he's got P5 and P4.
And now he's trying to close down Abdelsaid in 4th at the moment, who is only actually 3 tenths behind 3rd place at the moment as well. That's our little train now. Further down, currently on board with, oh, we're back with Abdelsaid in 4th. So it's just over a second, what's that, 1.5 seconds between 4 cars at the moment.
So that's a nice little train of cars, all relatively close. So if something happens, it's easy to either lose quite a lot of positions or to gain a couple of positions. It's Bennett who still has that fastest lap of the race, 46.899. We also have a nice little battle going on for P15 between Tirado, Spesser and Barole. Yeah, and I think where Mark Abdel Sayed was trying to sort of keep an eye on P3, Hecklau is now really on the defensive side of it all, with Dunn right in his gearbox. Coming onto that main straight. Is Dunn able to go for an overtake here in turn 1? I don't think so. I think he's too far back. 3 different cars as well, the Mercedes, McLaren and the Audi R8.
Yeah, it's good to see a mix of cars, and it's good to see a Mercedes in the top 3 as well. Well, in another in another form of sport, well, a motorsport than F1. That's what I mean.
So far the front 2 have got nice comfortable gaps between each other. 6 seconds Luke Bennett is leading Marcos Lucio, who's ahead of Stefan Hecklau by 8 seconds, and then the little train starts just behind.
Oh, and there we have Dunn trying to go on the inside. Oh, contact. It seemed like a little bit of contact. Dunn losing those positions, and that's what I meant. It was also relatively close. And Dunn, oh really well. Dear God, and just behind him it's Sapini and Forster coming into contact there.
Alex Dunn did well to, he had a little instant earlier, didn't he? And he was closing it back, clawing his way back up, but he's unfortunately fallen foul again.
Yeah, but I think the way he chose the inside here while the other 2 cars were coming up wasn't the best thing to do. So,
still, we haven't got race control to sort that out. So you've still got a second separating 4th and 7th at the moment.
Yeah, and I think Abdel Sayed was lucky with the contact he had, not really losing control of the car. keeping it going, but it's Punter still with half a second behind him though, so and obviously the gap to P3 Heklau is now roughly 1.5 seconds. And here we've got the battle for P14. Back to Punter, who's well, under pressure from Kovanov.
So 18th lap in progress, or just about to be completed. Just gone 14 minutes on the clock. So nearly just over a third of the way through. They'll be pitting at some point. Oh, you see that little hump there? You can just see someone going losing that in a bit. Really interesting battle between 8th and 10th we're currently watching. On board with Mauricio Safari. And they're not actually that far behind the little group in front either, so it looks like they're going to be bunching up again shortly. Oh, Alex Dunn having a little look, trying to make up some lost places. Makes it through to 8th. He's already starting to erode the gap in front.
Yeah, and I mean he already had 2 incidents. So, it's
Well, he is the only other person to manage a sub 47.
yeah, but you have to be careful that you're not gonna be too aggressive, especially when you had those 2 incidents already. It's obvious that he wants to make up the positions as quickly as he can, but we're only 15 minutes racing. We still got 25 left. So what can happen? Oh, nearly going wide there. Oh, and there's a car off track. That's Wojcik. So let's have a look on what happened here. Probably took the cross on the outside turn. There you have it. Just lost control.
Did the right thing, got out of the way as quick as you could.
Exactly, especially with that battle between Zafari and Sokki. But we're back on board with Kovanov, currently in P6, following Punter and being followed by Lauritsen, all for P5. It seems like Punter is not really able to stay with Abdel Sayed in 4th. While on the timing tower we see a position change between Forster and Johansson for 21st position.
Kenny Baroli's gone off. He's lost several places, so I presume he's spun.
Good evening, by the way, only the details. Good to see you on this stream again. Hope you're having a good night. While we have a little look to Kenny Barole losing control of his car.
Over the jump as well, so
Over the jump.
It finally catch someone out.
Oh, and there are 2 more cars off track. That's Makif. And again, it's showing Wojcik off track as well. Here we see Makif coming back on track. He was in P16. Now, oh, a little bit of contact there. Well, not the best place to have a rejoin.
Oh, facing the wrong way, that's never good.
Yeah, I think he probably had the same issue as Wozniak, just going onto that grass, and as we know, It's like driving on ice.
Well,
Not-
yeah. I don't
Not
think
that
we've
easy
seen
to
any
keep
car
control.
class. Yeah, I don't. I think that applies to all car classes we've seen. You touch the green
Exactly.
stuff, you're off.
Exactly.
Very unforgiving.
But it is a quite interesting battle we're currently looking at between Kovanov. Kovanov seems to be in his gearbox for quite some time now, but not really able to get a move done.
Just looking further afield, at the front, Bennett and Lucio getting massive leads at the moment. 8 and 9 seconds ahead of the rest of the packs. Just having a flick down the fastest laps, still currently Luke Bennett with 46.9, and then Alex Dunn, who's had a couple of instances, and now sitting in 7th place with a 46.96, and then the rest are all 47s.
Well, Dunn made it on the back of Kovanov this time. So
Johansson just overtook Forster as well in 19th, I believe.
well, those two having quite a battle as well, because it's not the first time that they've changed positions. So currently halfway through the race, it's Bennett still leading, now 10 seconds in front of Lucio. In P3 you've got Heklau, P4 Abdel Sayed, P5 it's Punter, followed by Kovanov, Dunn and Laurissen. Then we've got Zafari in P9 and Szorzynski in P10. And I think because of Punter really have to defend his position against Kovanov, he's losing a little bit of time to P4 Abdel Sayed. It's about 2 seconds.
Lickstan and Kofanov, literally a couple of attempts. Oh, he's going to have a little look. Alex Dunn's going to have a look now. He makes it. Somebody's gone wide. There must be a back marker, I'm assuming.
There was a back marker, yep.
Keeping out of trouble.
So Alex Dunn now on P6. Here we have Carlos Ruiz in P12 on the back of Hayer.
So just gone past the halfway stage. It's Luke Bennett ahead of Marcus Lucio in second. Stephen Heklau in third. And Mark Abdelseed in fourth. Kim Punter fifth. Alex Dunn in sixth. Dmitry Kovanov in seventh. Malcolm Loretson in eighth. Maurizio Safari in ninth. And Karol Szorzynski. Oh, got to practice my Polish. In 10th. Well, I assume he's Polish. Might be wrong.
Oh, we're watching Dunn again on the back of Punter.
And Kovanov's not far behind either.
Well, Dunn is really close on the back of Punter, so he's got to make that move again at turn 1, it seems like. So
Ooh,
braking a little bit later, taking the inside line. Yeah, and is Kovanov gonna take advantage as well, coming through. Punter keeps it around the outside, makes it the inside for turn 3. So Punter keeps P6, but it's Dunn back in P5. Now the question is how quickly can he close that gap to Abdelsiet in P4?
Whilst that was happening, Giuseppe Ruggiero has had an off track and has lost 4 places, down now into 20th, I believe. He was, before that, the highest positional gainer in the race to date.
Oh, and there we have Kim Punter going off track. and straight away goes into the pit, so he's a lucky man. But it's going to cost him a lot of places. He went too wide coming out of that final turn. Lost control of his car.
Well, if you're going to do it anyway, do it by the pit lane, I suppose. So I'm assuming he'll take on the necessary fuel. I'm guessing he might be in the pit window now.
And due to that, it's Zach Forster and Johansson and behind Sapini for P16. Here we see Dmitry Kovanov defending against Lauritsen. Lauritsen not really close enough, but he's putting the pressure on.
So the gap at the front of the race is growing. It's over, well, just around 10 seconds each between first, second, third. Quite interesting on such a small circuit, they're starting to spread out a little bit as well.
Yep, we're back
23 cars
way
now.
for Ruiz and Tirado. And Tirado was within about 2/10 of Ruiz, but I lost a little bit. While there's also still that battle going on between Kovanov and Lauritsen. And Dunn actually closed that gap down. Is now within half a second of Abdel Sayed in fourth. And Abdel Sayed is only about 1.2 seconds away from Heklau in third. And again, Tirado closing the gap down. Well, I think he's just too far back to go for a move at turn one. It's not the easiest track to make that overtake. So back on board with Dmitry Kovanov.
Oh, Alex Dunn just taking fourth position.
He did.
That puts Mark Abdelseed in fifth.
Wow, Abdelseed actually making place there for Alex Dunn.
DRS on that thing or what?
Well, another multi-21, I guess. So still podium position in hands there for Alex Dunn.
So Hernandez and Ruiz have dived into the pit at the same time in 18th. Well, they're slipping down obviously, but they were actually following each other. So I'm trying to guess now if the pit window is now opening.
While we were on board there with Dmitry Kovanov having a little bit of a final turn. Nothing too major though. Still running in sixth. While Heklau seemed to go a little bit too jump. And Heklau is going to go into the pit. So that's Alex Dunn in P3. And all the other cars who are relatively close will jump up a couple of positions as well. And remember, there aren't any false repairs in these official races, so once you get the damage, you really have to take that repair. And all depends on how bad the damage actually is. You can either go on with the damage you've got, or you take the repairs needed. So we're in lap 37, 28, nearly 29 minutes of racing done. So nearing the final 10 minutes of this race at Lime Rock.
Yep. Pit window, I believe now, is open. We've had 5 cars go into the pit in the last couple of laps, from lap 30 onwards. So Luke Bennett, and there we go. Marcos Lucio in second place is coming for his scheduled pit. So Alex Dunn temporarily goes into second position.
And Abdel Sayed is already, or is also taken his pit stop. While Lucio is on the pit exit and Abdel Sayed is still in stall. Tirado is coming into the pit as well. So, and there we have Bennett currently leading a race coming in for his pit stop as well. Question is, when will Alex Dunn come into the pit? Here on the back of one of the back markers who gave him the position there. There we've got Alex Dunn coming in. Fast entry into the pit. So it's Kovanov and Lauritsen still going. Bennett came into the pit leading the race, coming out of the pit still leading the race, but then again he did have quite the gap to P2. But the positions will sort themselves out. So I can only imagine that Kovanov and Lauritsen will both come into the pit somewhere around this lap, maybe the next one, depending on how they were on fuel saving. They're still going. So that's quite interesting. So Mark, who are the people that have already stopped and who are the ones that still have to make their stop? Because I don't think there are a lot of
we've
that
only
still
got
have to.
4 left to pit, so well 3 now because Johansson's just dived in. So Kovanov, Lauritsen and the other one, Grabo, has gone in. So yeah, it's just those 2 then. So second and third to pit, which they've got to be doing on this lap. They're giving it a bit tight, I suspect. There we go. Lauritsen comes in. Kovanov stays out. Interesting.
Well,
it must be running on fumes, I would have thought. So what's he currently? He's got a 14 second ahead of Lucio. So I'm guessing it's probably a 20 seconds, 25 second pit stop, is it? By the time you go in, do your pit and come out. Sort of looking around 8-9 seconds for most of the stops in the box. So Kovanov's coming up to his 41st lap. He's got to be pitting this time.
and he's gonna pit right here on board with Kovanov coming into the pit. So let's see where he comes out of it. Will be Lucio taking P2. And probably Dunn.
Yeah, they were the top 3 originally.
P3.
Yep, Lucio goes past.
And here we've got Alex Dunn coming around the start finish as well, while it says pit exit for Kovanov, and he also loses position to Heklau.
It stays ahead of Lauritsen. So it's as you were. But those two have both gained a place because Mark Abdel Said was 5th, wasn't he, originally?
Yep, absolutely true. Looking further down the field, we've got a nice battle for P18 between Grabo, Ruggiero, Forster, Barole and Janke Miller.
I love that speed hunt.
Look at how close. Oh, a little bit of light flashing there.
Is that a back marker?
I think it was.
Yeah, it must be 20.
Oh, wow.
Wiggle, wiggle.
Barole had a little bit of a moment and he starts flashing the back marker. But I mean, he nearly lost it himself and now going off track again.
Going wide, yeah.
I mean, you can flash all you want, but... Oh. Here we've got Tirado in 10th position and Ruiz in 11th. And we see behind Ruiz is actually Bennett, who's leading the race.
Yep, coming into the last 5 minutes of the race. So I'm guessing there's about 7-ish laps to go. So it's going to be roughly a 50 lap race, I would have thought. 51 laps, something along those lines.
Well done by Ruiz, making way for the leader in this race. Bennett, well done.
Yeah.
That's what we want to see.
Country mile ahead of everyone else, a third of a lap ahead. 17 seconds.
And here we see Tirado actually doing the exact same thing, making way. Here we are back with the battle for P19. Again, 3 manufacturers, BMW, Lamborghini and Mercedes.
I think Alex Dunn's probably got a little bit too much work to do. He's still 6 seconds behind 2nd place, Marcus Lucio. And he's struggling to cut that time down, so...
Well, with the 2 incidents he already had, I mean...
Makes you wonder, doesn't it, where he could have been?
Well, yes, but you could also, I think about just consolidating that 3rd position. I mean, looking at where he had to come from twice, it's still really good finishing the position.
Comparing his lap times to Luke Bennett's time, to be honest, he's on a par with him, really. Best lap's only 600ths between them.
Cheers for the words, Adam. Good to see you again on stream, mate. So we're looking at the final minutes of the VRS Sprint Series at Lime Rock. It's top split, and if I'm correct, it was 3.1 strength of field, or 3.1k strength of field. And as we see, it's Bennett still leading the race. Seth will make it 18 seconds in front of Lucio. Dunn in 3rd, Heklau 4th, Kovanov 5th, Lauritsen 6th, Abdel Sayed in 7th, Savari 8th, Strozinski P9 and Tirado rounding out the top 10. But P10 still, I mean, Ruiz is within that second. It's not really, it's not easy to get in front of, or getting closer to Tirado to really fight for 10th position. I mean, higher isn't that far back as well. P17, Johansson is now really close on the back of Sapini for P16. 2 Lamborghinis.
Just pulled out there a little bit.
Yeah. And
Lost 3 temps there doing that.
I'm always wondering why one in the Lamborghini is running his sort of night lights and the other isn't. It's always interesting to see. Well, Kovanov just set his fastest lap of the race, 47.3, but I do believe we still have only 2 people who were within the 46 seconds, being Bennett and Dunn. Actually, Mark, the gap to P2 is now 7.5. Wow. There. Wow, we saw one of the cars go really wide at the jump.
Yeah, so maybe Alex is taking your advice, Ruben, and just try to consolidate his third. It was
well,
over 6 seconds, wasn't it? So he's lost
well,
a second or so.
True, and it could well be that there were some back markers on track as well. Maybe he just caught the back markers at the wrong section on track. Lost him a little bit of time, but then again, with time left, only 1 minute. So depending on where Bennett is on track, we either have 2 laps to go or 1 lap. Good evening, René. Good to see you on stream as well. A little bit mist on track. I would call it foggy, mate. Although it's cleared up a little bit.
Yeah, it was a bit foggier earlier.
At the start of the race, it was, there was a little bit more fog. But interesting battle here, 4 cars, all for P19. And a little bit further up the field, we've got 3 cars battling for P15. And actually, Kovanov is now within a second of Heklau as well for P4.
On board with Alex Dunn. Got some back markers ahead of him, I'm assuming. As he's nearly 9 seconds. So, yeah, what you said earlier, Ruben, getting caught up in a bit of traffic now is making those gaps a little bit longer. Kovanov trying to take advantage of this because he's only 4 tenths all of a sudden behind Heklau in 4th.
And looking at it, it actually, we're gonna have 2 laps because Bennett crossed the line before we went into the 40 minutes. I think Alex Dunn is just backing out of those 2 because apparently those 2 are fighting for position. Doesn't seem to be, he wants to mangle. Well, we've got a fight on our hands for P4 between Heklau and Kovanov. Well, it is showing us a checkered flag, so maybe we could have a little look on where Bennett is actually on track. And he actually finished the race, so there you go. The same goes for Zavari, Skozinski, Tirado, Ruiz, Heyer and Hernandez.
Wow, they lapped up to 8th.
He lapped up to 8th position, while Lucio comes in 2nd. Here we are following Alex Dunn, coming across the line in 3rd position. What could have been. Heklau and Kovanov finishing in 4th and 5th. So Heklau managed to stay in front of Kovanov, while Lauritsen and Abdelaziz come home in 6th and 7th. I think the only couple of cars that still have to finish is Forster and Wojcik, which they do. So there we have it. The VRS Sprint Series top split is done and dusted at Lime Rock for this Wednesday evening. Now we have to wait for results. There you go, Mark. Race results coming up.
Excellent stuff. So Luke Bennett takes a dominating win there, winning nearly 20 seconds ahead of Marcus Lucio in 2nd, Alex Dunn at 3rd, Stefan Heklau in 4th, Dmitry Kovanov in 5th, Malcolm Lauritsen in 6th, Mark Abdelsaid in 7th, Maurizio Safari in 8th, Karol Trosinski in 9th, Alberto Tirado in 10th, Carlos Ruiz in 11th, Sasha Heyer 12th, Ivan Hernandez 13th, 14th is Tim Spezza, 15th is Bart Yandibruda, 16th Kimon Sapini, 17th is Henrik Johansson, Artem Grabau in 18th, Kenny Barola in 19th, Giuseppe Ruggiero in 20th, Alex Yancamilla in 21st, Jan Torre Kreisdalen in 22nd, Zach Forster in 23rd, Tom Mills 24th, Michael Wojcik, that's it, thank you, Phil. 25th, I was doing well up to then. Kim Punter in 26th, Lennart Spreggers in 27th, Miron McKeeve in 28th, Jason Smith 29th, Dennis Vicky in 30th, rounding out the grid.
Yeah, so there we go. That was some interesting and good racing. I loved the jump. that was so good, just seeing all those cars jumping over there, and you never really knew which way they were going to land either. So some good racing. Next week we have our new league starting, so Porsche Cup, 8 rounds, 1 round every week, every Wednesday. The race, well, the qualifying will start at 8 p.m. British summertime, and then that's for 15 minutes, and then 45-minute race, so all done and dusted by 9 o'clock. So yeah, we're starting at Silverstone next week. Looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to this car. I mean, just this the racing that I've seen in other series, etc., has just been really good. So Silverstone, Hockenheim, Imola, second Gilles Villeneuve, Interlagos GP, Zolder, Suzuka, and rounded off with Spa. So looking forward to that. If you want to get in yourself registered, type well, Ruben's already done it in chat. There you go. So you can just follow that link, get yourself registered. It's only £10 per entry. There are prizes for the pro category and prizes for the AM category as well. So yeah, really looking forward to it. I think it should be a nice little series. Go on, Rube.
Yeah, and I want to say I want to thank everyone for sticking around and watching VRS Sprint Series tonight. We did have the Apex F3 top split as well earlier on, which was a great race around Oulton Park. If you haven't followed already, give us a follow and give us a chat next week when we are at Silverstone for the Porsche Cup.
Yeah, so cheers, Ruben. Cheers, Mark, for your awesome commentary tonight on both of the races. Cheers to everyone for watching. Cheers to Davy for the raid before as well. Obviously brought in a lot of new faces, so good to see. We'll catch you next week for the first round of cheers for the 10 bits there from Captain Green 87. Yeah, we'll catch you next week for some Silverstone GP in the Porsche Cup. Cheers, guys. Bye bye.
Bye bye.